Dear learners, welcome to the course Antennas and Microwave Engineering. In this video, I will be explaining E-plane T-junction and derivation of scattering matrix for E-plane T-junction. Before going to discuss about the T-junction, let's have a small look about waveguide T-junction. A waveguide or coaxial line junction with three independent ports is commonly referred to as a T-junction. T-junction has a three independent ports. Here I have listed some of the waveguide T's. It may be E-plane T, H-plane T, magic T, hybrid rings, corners, bends and twists. In this video, we are going to discuss about the E-plane T. This figure illustrates the diagram of E-plane T junction. So this E-plane T adopts the waveguide technology. What is waveguide? Waveguide is a device. It is a hollow metallic tube which is used to transport electromagnetic waves from one point to another point. There may be different types of waveguides. Rectangular waveguide and circular waveguides are commonly used in microwave engineering. But here the T-junction used rectangular waveguide. You observe that the rectangular waveguide is a collinear arm. Side arm is attached to the broader dimensions of collinear arm or main waveguide. This is port 1, port 2 and port 3. So here, this video, this is the E-plane T. You observe the side arm is placed parallel along the direction of the electric field vector. That's why it is called as series arm. This is main arm or main waveguide or collinear arm. This is the series arm. It consists of three independent ports. Here the series arm is symmetrically placed in the collinear arm. The E-plane T is used to combine the signal or to split the given wave. There are two ways of transmission occurs in E-plane T. The figure A, it represents when the input is given through the main arm. We consider if two input is given in port 1 and 2, the input waves are same magnitude and opposite polarity, means the output will occur at port 3. So if the input waves fed at port 1 and 2 are same magnitude and same polarity, there will be no output at port 3, it will be getting cancelled. This is one way of transmission through E-plane T junction. This figure B illustrates if input is fed at side arm. Suppose input is given at port 3, the output will appear at port 1 and 2. The magnitude of the output at port 1 and 2 are same but opposite phase. There is a 180-degree phase difference between the waves at port 1 and 2. These are the two ways of transmission in E-plane T junction. Let's start the derivation of the scattering matrix. As we know that scattering matrix is the reflection coefficient matrix. Equation 1 represents the scattering matrix of the general case. So here E-plane T junction is a 3-port device. Therefore, we consider 3 cross 3 scattering matrix. It consists of totally 9 elements. This is the general one. Generally, how we derive the scattering matrix for any microwave device? First, we consider the general scattering matrix. Then we apply the properties of the scattering matrix, and also we apply the characteristics of the device we consider. If the junction is perfectly matched, Perfectly matched means there will be no reflections in the particular port. So therefore S11, S22, S33 will be 0. That means the diagonal elements in the matrix will be 0. And also S matrix is symmetric. Symmetric means mathematically it is represented as S12 is equal to S21, S13 is equal to S31, S23 is equal to S32. It means that even if you interchange the input and output terminals of the device, there will be no change in the transmission characteristics. This is equation 3. Then for the reciprocal network, it should satisfy the zero property. For a lossless junction, it should satisfy unitary property. So we can write S11 complex conjugate of S11 plus S21 complex conjugate plus S31 complex conjugate of S31 is equal to 1. It is the unitary property. In this way we write the other two equations. The set of equations are marked as equation number 5. So now from equation 2 and 4 we can write it as the product of S13 and the complex conjugate of S32 will be 0. So now we are going to use the equation 2 and 5a. This is the 5a, the first equation, the set of equations 5. So the first equation is 5a. Using this we will get this relationship, the equation 7. So in case of E-plane T, the output at ports 1 and 2 are out of phase by 180 degree with an input at port 3. The scattering coefficients is given by S32 is equal to S23 is equal to minus S13. Same magnitude but opposite phase. So here this negative sign indicates there is a 180 degree phase difference between the outputs appearing at port 1 and 2. If port 3 is perfectly matched to the junction, S33 is 0. Now we are going to use the above properties, and from equations 3 and 9 the scattering matrix becomes S11, S12, S13, S12, S22 minus S13, S13 minus S13 0. These are the elements in the scattering matrix. From the unitary property, scattering matrix is multiplied with the complex conjugate of the scattering matrix is equal to 1. So now we are using the unitary property, multiplying the row 1, elements of row 1 and column 1. We will get the equation 11. That is modulus of S11 squared plus modulus of S12 squared plus modulus of S13 squared is equal to 1. The same way we multiply elements of second row and elements of second column. We get the equation 12. The same way we will get the equation 13. So from this we obtain S11 is equal to S12 is equal to S22. So now from equations 11 and 12 we get S11 is equal to S22. Now from equation 13 we obtain S13 is equal to 1 by root 2. So now we substitute the values in the equation 11. We get S11 squared is equal to 1 by 2. So now we are going to substitute this. The scattering matrix becomes, the first row elements are 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2. The second row elements are 1 by 2, 1 by 2 minus 1 by root 2. Third row elements are 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2, 0. So this is the scattering matrix of E-plane T junction. So generally the scattering matrix is defined as scattering matrix is B by A, where matrix B is equal to scattering matrix into A, where B is the output port and A is the input port. So it can be written as in equation form: B1 is equal to 1 by 2 A1 plus 1 by 2 A2 plus 1 by root 2 A3. B2 is equal to 1 by 2 A1 plus 1 by 2 A2 minus 1 by root 2 A3. Similarly, the equation 23, B3 is equal to 1 by root 2 A1 minus 1 by root 2 A2. There are three important cases in E-plane T junction. In the case 1, A1 is equal to A2 is equal to 0, A3 not equal to 0. That means we give a input at port 3. So A1, A2 is equal to 0. So from these equations 21, 22, 23, we can write B1 is equal to 1 by root 2 A3, B2 is equal to minus 1 by root 2 A3, comma B3 is equal to 0. In the case 2, equal inputs at port 1 and 2 result in no output. So A1 is equal to A2, that is equal to A. That means same magnitude, the same input is applied at port 1 and 2. There will be no output at port 3. So substitute this, we get B1 is equal to A by 2 plus A by 2, B2 is equal to A by 2 plus A by 2. So B3 will be 0. If the same input is applied, there will be no output at port 3. That means it will be getting cancelled. So it will act as a subtractive arm. So the input at port 1 and 2 will be cancelled each other. And the third case, when input at port 1 is non-zero and at ports 2 and 3 it is 0, then output is A1 not equal to 0, A2 is equal to 0, A3 is equal to 0. So B1 is equal to A1 by 2, B2 is equal to A1 by 2, B3 is equal to minus A1 by root 2. These are the three cases in E-plane T junction. So from this we conclude that the E-plane T junction can be used to split the signals applied at the port and also it is used to combine the waves at the ports. Therefore, it can be called as a 3 dB splitter. I hope you could understand the derivation of E-plane T junction very well. Thank you.